So this is a Nov Education podcast.
Boys and girls, welcome back to Nov Education. As always, I am your host, Noved. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody's doing all right on this groggy Monday morning, bro. It is windy outside as fuck. I think there's a storm passing, but so if I don't have the shading on a little bit right here because I haven't finished the setup, but so if it gets dim, don't worry about it. The aliens aren't attacking yet. But I hope everybody had a good weekend, good, safe weekend. I was with the Dead Space ENT crew, and we've had another live in-person podcast, so that was fun. Go check it out. It's out right now at Dead Space ENT, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker. That's wherever you listen to your podcast, we on it. What else? Oh, we're going to be recording later on tonight, and I know we're going to be talking about that Chris Rock, Will Smith incident, bro. The fucking... The internet was wilding last night, bro. Will Smith, bro, smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, bro. And Chris Rock stood there and took it like a fucking dog. That motherfucker took it like a champ, though. What else did you expect him to do? Go crazy, act unprofessional? I think for both ways, I don't know. We'll talk about it later. If you want to hear more about that, come join us at the Dead Space ENT. We'll have that episode up, I believe, maybe. So we'll be recording tonight. And we should be able to have it up by tomorrow. Tomorrow in around 10:30, 9:30, around that time. So just go follow, subscribe, hit the bells, all the notifications so you can get them. It should be a good time, man. It should be a good time. But yes, I hope everybody's doing all right today. I know since we last talked, we didn't really talk about the trades that have happened. We thought the biggest trades were over, and Tyreek Hill gets traded to the Miami Dolphins, bro. That situation was crazy because it happened almost as fast as him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I woke up in the morning, got up, showered, and I'm brushing my teeth, and I get the notification that the Chiefs are open to trade Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, I mean, whatever. I mean, I think usually, like, those type of rumors happen throughout the year and all off season, like those type of rumors is like, whatever. Of course, you're open to trade somebody with the price, you know what I'm saying, with the best price. And I didn't think anything of it because, the big trades have already happened and the Chiefs got to stay dominant, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think anything of it. Look, everything's getting brighter now. I thought nothing of it. And turns out I'm driving to work and they said, Tyreek Hill is being open for a trade. Like, he gets to choose wherever he wants to be traded to. And I'm like, that's a little weird. It's a little weird. I'm working. My coworker, excuse me, coworker tells me Tyreek Hill just got traded to the Miami Dolphins. I was like, what the fuck? So I pull up my app and I look, and lo and behold, this motherfucker got traded to the Miami Dolphins, bro. My take on that is this. Like, look. So I get it. I get it. Tyreek Hill is a big name in fantasy and just in football overall, you know what I'm saying? But for him to be traded, like, away from Mahomes, away from Kelsey, Andy Reid, something must have happened to where that disagreement was, there was no future for their agreement. Like, they had no agreement. Comes out that, Tyreek wanted to have a better deal and the Chiefs weren't going to give it to him. So they traded him, you know what I'm saying? And I think this was a good move for both people, for both parties. Like, hear me out. Good move for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, he goes to Miami where it's young studs. You get to compete with Jalen Waddle for the starting spot. Like, and Tyreek Hill's no fucking scrub. It's not like he's an old veteran. He's like probably prime steak right now. You got Jalen Waddle, Gesicki, Mostert, Edmonds just all got there. Tua, I don't know why everybody's down on Tua. Everybody talks shit about Tua, like he ain't done nothing yet. And I know, like, everyone thinks like, oh, he just gets hurt. Like, give that boy a chance, bro. Give that boy a chance. When he was on the field and proving it, that was winning, bro. Like, that was winning games, with their defense, and then with what offense they had, that was winning games. And Tua now becomes a fantasy valuable quarterback where you can get late in rounds because of Tyreek Hill. Completely because of Tyreek Hill, but also you have Jalen Waddle, Gesicki, Edmonds, Mostert, Gaskin, Ahmed. All those players were all fantasy relevant at one point in the season. So I think it helps out Tua. So, and that helps out Tyreek, to spread his rings, and his rings, to spread his wings out there. And it's definitely a downgrade, but it's a hopeful upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Because you still have, yes, it's tough to go away from Mahomes. Mahomes is the young dynasty stud who you want. But now you got to look at it a little bit different now because Mahomes ain't got Tyreek Hill to bail him out like that no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? But on the Chiefs side, Whites, God damn, I'm sorry about that. On the Chiefs side, it is still a valuable move for them because long term, how many speedster guys do you know that stay relevant? I guess in real life football enough for them to be a dominant force on their team. I can't really think of speedster guys like that, like Tyreek Hill, who stay dominant throughout their whole career. You know, you want to talk about Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson fell off, and he's still one of the fastest dudes I've ever seen, even at his age. And he's still not, he's not very valuable to teams right now. Last season, you seen Tyreek getting injured a lot. There was a lot of injuries where it had to do with his legs, his hamstrings, his calves. I know he had an ankle issue. And it just maybe, they got a lot for it. They got, 2 first rounds, a second, a third, and a fourth, or something like that. They just picked up Juju Smith-Schuster, who I think is still that's a good option right there. They, I believe, re-signed Mecole Hardman. I'm not too sure, but they still got studs. And now, they actually picked up Marquise Valdes-Scantling, who I was telling you who was a good asset over there in Green Bay and who was about to be the guy in Green Bay, but something's going on over there in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is shitting it, but MVS, he got traded or picked up by the Chiefs, and that's a good move right there. MVS, he's proven that he can be an asset to a team when there's no one. He's proven that he could be a secondary to a one receiver. He's proven that he could work with the legendary quarterback. He's proven that he could work with all different types of coaches, schemes. So MVS on the Chiefs is a good save. It's not Tyreek Hill, but it's a good save for the Chiefs because now you have 2 big receivers and Travis Kelce. Say what you want about Juju Smith, but he is still young, bro. The boy can still revive his career. He's only 25 years old, bro. If anybody can revive their career with any team, I think it'd be Juju with the Chiefs. Mahomes can give you that ball, bro. And it wasn't like Juju was playing, slow, or he was sucking with a good quarterback. He was playing with a broken Ben Roethlisberger. He was playing with Mason Rudolph. Like, these quarterbacks, I know you're saying Deontay Johnson got it done, but these quarterbacks are not the type of quarterbacks you want throwing to your receiver. If there's one quarterback I want throwing to my receiver, it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. So Patrick Mahomes becomes very relevant for that offense and in fantasy football if you guys play fantasy. I was in the fucking mind of trading Travis Kelce, right? I was open to it. Our trades don't open up until, I believe, the day after the draft, the rookie draft. So I was open to that trade. I was all open to the trade Travis Kelce, maybe get some young studs. I believe he's 32 years old. He's still gonna ball, but the decline will come. It will come. And I just thought, maybe they're moving in different ways. They picked up Ronald Jones, and I thought that they still would have Tyreek Hill there. With Tyreek Hill leaving, with them picking up Ronald Jones, with them picking up MVS, Juju, I think that Travis Kelce becomes way more valuable than he ever was right now because he's the veteran on that team. He knows that offense better than anybody. And yeah, they're going to add trick plays for MVS, Juju, and I still believe that they have Mecole. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. They still got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I think was great, but yeah, that Rojo situation does kind of decline his fantasy stock. But Kelce's proven, and now you're gonna have to share those targets to Tyreek. They're all gonna be split, and Kelce has been the most targeted fantasy tight end of all tight ends in the past, I believe 4 years even. And now he just becomes more relevant. You know what I'm saying? So my trade value for Travis Kelce was high at the moment. Now I got to expect something back ungodly Because this season, Travis Kelce is going to light the fucking shit up. You thought it was going to be something like 2 years ago where he was lighting up number one. I think it's going to be more than that. I think his touchdowns are going to be higher. I think his receptions are going to be higher. His targets are going to be higher. Everything about Travis Kelce's game is just going to go up because of Tyreek Hill leaving. Yes, you say, oh, you're up on Juju and all that, but they still got to get acquainted, bro. You still got to get acquainted to this game. And I think Mahomes is just going to go tried and true. Boom, let's march down there. We could practice on the other stuff. We could go to all of our specialty shits like MVS's speed and height, Juju's fucking athleticism. We could work on that throughout as the season goes. But as the game plan goes, it's going to be CEH and Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce number one. So if you're a Chiefs fan, don't be too sad about it. You know, I think that trading Tyreek Hill right now at his value is probably the best situation you could look at it, because he's gonna get older. He's been injury prone, and now you got some stuff back out of it, and you're in a rebuild now. Like, well, it is what it is. The only thing I could say that sucks is that you don't have that Tyreek Hill corner, that post corner route to bail you out on some situations. So that's tough right there. That's really tough. Hold on. But yeah, Chiefs fans, stay up, man. Stay up. What do we got here? Let's go. All the Saints just re-signed Tre'Quan Smith for a 2-year deal. All right. I fucks with that. I fucks with Tre'Quan Smith because he's a veteran. You know, he's the type of player you want to have in your team just to fucking, you know, to fill, not just to fill up the spot, but to fill your secondary spot. We already know Michael Thomas is going to be the guy. You already know that Chemaya is going to do what he do. Jameis is going to be an adequate quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Troutman's coming back healthy, but you already know what it is. And Tre'Quan Smith already is with that offense. He's been with that offense and is just familiar. So now, as a Saints fan, I am a Saints fan. We don't have the team to be like, we're going to go out there and just dominate. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go dominate. We're going to go win games, bro. We're going to win games. And it's going to be tough. We're going to win games against division rivals. We're going to win games. And we're going to lose games against like teams like the Jets or something. You know what I'm saying? We're going to lose those type of games. That's the type of team the New Orleans Saints has been. However, in this rebuild, because the Saints are still in the rebuild, they are the safest rebuilt team right now that I've seen in a minute. Because usually when you go into a rebuild, it's a bad odor in the air. So it's like you're gonna clean house, clean the fat. It doesn't really feel like that, you know, with the Saints. You know, it feels like, okay, we're just gonna stick with the team we got because it worked. Oh, we're gonna get Michael Thomas back. Oh, we signed him back. Oh, we're gonna sign Tre'Quan Smith back. It's just the same. It's the same team that we're going to rebuild, and not to mention we have picks, and not to mention we have a good salary cap. So if we can muster up some picks in the draft and pick up some young studs who are gonna, you know, pan out, because I do like Breeze, but he ain't pan out, man. And he I believe they traded him, right? I hope they traded him. I think that's what it was, or he was a free agent or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, man. So it's a big NFL offseason that we've been having, and I can't remember a time where where these players, big name players, were just off the shelf, bro. Like off the shelf. The biggest, like Russell Wilson, Devontae Adams, Roger stays, Brady comes back, Tyreek Hill moves. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that, to where it's pretty crazy. It's a crazy offseason, and it's fun. It's fun for like to watch this, and maybe people who don't necessarily watch football are kind of paying attention to things now because these big names are on the move. So if you're barely getting into the sport, it's kind of fun. It's a fun thing. It's dope to see, and I think that, you know, it's good for the sport. For the teams, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But another big move where it kind of went under the radar for a lot of people, and these trades, by the way, for fantasy dynasty players, it's scary, bro. Because it's like people are getting picked off with a sniper, like pew, 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 and you don't know who's gonna be next. Like that's how it is. That's the feeling right now in fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? My fucking Antonio Gibson, I got sniped by fucking J.D. McKissick, bro. What a crazy situation that was. But one of the craziest situations was, and it's underrated right now, is Matt Ryan to the Colts. I chose the Colts in the Dead Space podcast. I chose the Colts to go far, to make playoffs, and to go further than the Dolphins, who have picked up Tyreek Hill and had a lot of pedigree with them. I chose the Colts to go farther than the Browns, who they just picked up Deshaun Watson. I didn't even think Deshaun Watson, that trade, that whole bullshit. And I picked them to go higher than the Texans the Titans, because, Titans are similar. They got Robert Woods, got a little, I think that's a good fit. But with the addition of Matt Ryan, see, this was the team last season. And for the majority of the past 4 seasons, the Colts have been a defensive run-first team. And we're going to get our tight ends and receivers open through our run game. And they've been doing that. And they've been dominant, yes, but it sucks when you don't have a quarterback to help you manage. Carson Wentz was cool last season. I remember the Jacoby Brissett situation was fun. It wasn't dominating or nothing. It was fun. But the Carson Wentz was cool, and he wasn't. But the ties with him and that team didn't look eye to eye. Obviously, they were happy for him to leave. You go out and get one of the best game managers ever in Matt Ryan. Say whatever you want about Matt Ryan's career in Atlanta. Say whatever you want about the comeback from the Patriots. I mean, the loss to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Say whatever you want, bro. This dude still is the best game manager, and I'm saying as far as older veteran quarterbacks who can actually just stay in the pocket, that pocket passer, because that's what you want. You don't need to extend the play right now with the Colts, because your run game can do it, and you're going to play just hard-nosed football. A quarterback like Matt Ryan to the Colts immediately brings Jonathan Taylor's fantasy value. He's the highest right now. I think Jonathan Taylor is the highest right now, fantasy value, number 1 overall. He's going above Christian McCaffrey, above Dalvin, above Najee. I think that Jonathan Taylor is the man now. He is the man. So it brings up his value, his fantasy value. Michael Pittman, shout out, SC baby, fight on. Michael Pittman's value goes up higher. He's shown some flashes. He's shown big time flashes to where he has all the intangibles to be a big number 1 receiver, a big name wide receiver in the NFL. But he had Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't feel right. And it's Carson Wentz left, so now you got to go with the backups and the rookies. Michael Pittman's value didn't really go up. Now you get one of the best, the most accurate quarterbacks, and one of the best quarterbacks in the pocket in Matt Ryan, who's been proven to sustain a high-level receiver on his side. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and who was out there before God damn it, I'm going brain dead. But before Julio, he sustained a wide receiver 1 when they were on the field. It's proven fact that Matt Ryan does that, Matty Ice. So now it's only right for him to go after Michael Pittman, who is he has the same stature as part of a Julio Jones. He's fast, he got hands, and he's big. He's big in the red zone. So you're going to look for that team to have fantasy value. Go trade for Michael Pittman right now. You're not going to be able to trade for Jonathan Taylor if you're in a dynasty. You're not going to be able to trade for him. If you don't have the first pick, you're not getting Jonathan Taylor. Go trade for Michael Pittman, or start in your mock drafts. Go see where Michael Pittman is going and see where you can get him for that value, because I believe Michael Pittman's going to have a great season, a better season than obviously last season, but the breakout. And I think the breakout happens because of Matty Ice, Matt Ryan. Proven. It's proven. It's proven. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. It is proven that Matt Ryan is able to sustain a wide receiver 1 in fantasy too. So take that with a grain of salt. I think the Colts are massive right now. They're a massive sleeper right now. Mo Alley Cox seems like a good fucking tight end right now. You've seen it with Pittman. You've seen it with Tony Gonzalez. You've seen it with everybody that has ran through Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta, that team was whatever. But as far as coaching goes, you get an upgrade. As far as receivers go, you get an upgrade. As far as game management goes, you get an upgrade. So everything for the Colts is clicking right now. I know that they wanted to go after Jimmy Garoppolo, but for Jimmy Garoppolo, the trade for them from San Francisco would be too much, too high. And, they do hold Jimmy G over there at a higher standard. Now we're going to segue to San Francisco. News throughout the whole offseason was that, they're going to be trading for him. They're going to be, sending him out, letting him go. I get it. They got their trade area, the trade lines, their package. It was working last season, so that's what it was. That's what it is now. Now it's looking more and more like they're going to keep Jimmy G. And it's not far-fetched to say, like, okay, Jimmy G is going to be the starter for the San Francisco 49ers. 49er fans going, what the fuck? Like, that's stupid. It is stupid. It is stupid, but let me tell you why he's going to be the traitor. The traitor. The traitor. Let me tell you why he's going to be the starter. They paid too much. They paid him too much, bro. You're not going to have that much money sit on the fucking bench, bro. You're going to go out and have similar season to what you did last season. All you got to do is work everything around it. Jimmy G is a good manager. A good clock manager. He could get you down the field. He's going to get the ball. He's pretty accurate for the most part. He knows the game plan. So I think as a Niners fan, and if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, I feel safe to have Jimmy G at my starter. And then Trey Lance, yes, it sucks. It's a bust because you were supposed to be starting last season, right? And then it's like they set him, and it's like, okay, we know we're just gonna mold him. If Jimmy G is not gone, you're not starting Trey Lance over Jimmy G. You're gonna have a little bit more of that package. So if you picked him up in Dynasty and you've still been holding him for a whole season, you might want to think about trading him for some chips, bro. I know people are very high on him. I am high on him. I think Trey Lance will be a good fantasy asset. But as far as NFL real-life quarterback, we don't know yet. And we probably won't be able to get to see that. But with Jimmy G, you still got exactly what you got. You got to the NFC Championship game. You got to somewhere. Like, what more do you... I know you want the Super Bowl, but he also got you to the Super Bowl one season. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved the Jimmy G to go to, like, the Colts. That would have been a great fucking fit right there because, yeah, Matty Ice is the game manager. But Jimmy G, he's a little bit younger and he still can, yes, he has a couple of injuries and I believe that shoulder injury, but he's been accurate. He's young and he could run more than Matty Ice. So we'll see. Like we'll see what happens over there in San Francisco. I think that San Francisco, they are in a good spot. They waited to see where everything plays out, how everyone's gonna bite first. The Carson Wentz to the Commanders. Where's fucking Baker Mayfield going? Deshaun to the Browns. Matty Ice to the Colts. Jameis staying in New Orleans. So now it's like kind of just they're just kind of seeing where it goes, and then now like okay, now we can make our decision. I think the decision is that he's gonna stay and that he will be the starter. So if you're a Trey Lance owner, then hey. Take that with a grain of salt, man. I would be selling him. I would be selling him high on the fact, that he's going to be a dominant fantasy player. And just look at his comps. Jalen Hurts, bro. Jalen Hurts I think he's a good real life quarterback, but not like people are low on him. Whatever, it is what it is. But he's been a great fantasy asset to where he runs the ball. He occasionally gets a bomb. He gets touchdowns in the red zone. That's all you want for a fantasy quarterback right there, baby. You want to look at, other like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. These dudes can just make a living off the fantasy, off of running. I know, I get it. Real life football is real life football, but we're not gonna be able to get to see Trey Lance like that. So if I had Trey Lance, I would be trading him, and we'll see what happens. But right here we got the Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan right here, right? We got the Jordan, the 1990, Magic 1990. We got the Larry and Magic right here, 1990 as well. Yeah, Larry Bird, NBA Superstars, and Magic Johnson, 1990 season. Yeah, these are dope. These are one of my favorites. I just wish we can see them better, but we don't have the I don't have the cover right here for right now. We got to glare at the windows, but yeah, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see what happens with all these fucking trades. It's going to be a fun season. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? A fun fantasy season. Soon we're going to have a mock draft. For those of you guys who don't know what a mock draft is, a mock draft is basically a draft it's a fake draft, but it's for you to kind of see where the layout is when you actually do want to draft. It's not necessarily for, you could do dynasty, but it's not necessarily for like dynasty players. It's for redraft players. Say if you never played fantasy football, let me know. I'll do the mock draft with you. I love to do mock drafts. I know I don't promote it too much right here on the podcast, but I like to do mock drafts, man. Especially if there's players who I'm high on. I want to see where they go, where their value is. So, and if you never played fantasy football and you're looking into it, a mock draft will be perfect for you to see how it goes out. So basically, just to see where the landscape is, where I'm going to be doing a mock draft. I'm gonna try to get some people on it to see, maybe hopefully we can get a full like 10 people just to mock and see where everyone's at with it, because the fantasy layout is a lot different now, especially where players have gone to where they've gone to. Season is far away. We still need the draft. We still need camp and preseason. So all these things that we're going to have throughout the whole off season, I'll keep you in tune with that. What else we got? We have the UFC, I believe 273 coming up in a little bit. Let's see. Let's go to here. Yeah, UFC 273. So this one I'm really excited for. So it's next week. It's April 9th next week. I'm very, very excited for this one. I am so super fucking excited for this. And we got two title fights, 3 great fights on the main card. Of course, you got the main card, Alexander Volkonovsky versus the Korean Zombie. I'll take Volkonovsky right there. Volkonovsky, he's proven it. He has the kicks like a motherfucker. And his defense is what's up. I think that this is an easy win for him. It's not necessarily a knockout, but I do believe that he gets it with a unanimous decision. And fucking props to Alexander Volkanovsky. I never really was a fan of him, even when he fought Holloway. But it's just for him to sustain the title, and the way he does it, he's not like a big knockout or a big choke submission artist or big kick artist. He just wins the game, and he plays the game. He breaks you down. He lets you know that you cannot do this on me. So I fucks with Alexander Volkanovsky now. So I do think that, Korean Zombie still has that chance, but Volkanovsky, he's proven that he's a pro's pro, and he's gonna get it done. The next fight after that, we have Jermaine Sterling versus Peter Yan, bro. Jermaine Sterling plus Peter Yan. Look, if people are putting their money on Jermaine, I don't blame you. The odds will be there for you. And Jermaine has fought him once. Here's what I'm going with Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan's going to dominate. Here's the hope for Jermaine from how I see it. His fight with Peter Yan, the first, first 2 rounds were very educational for him. He went all out. The first 2 rounds, and then you saw him getting tired. And Peter Yan just pushing, pressing. And then the illegal knee, bro. So that's what kind of made Jermaine to what it is. Then he got injured. He didn't get there on the last fight. So now if I'm Jermaine Sterling, and if I'm putting money on Jermaine, I would hope that he's actually learning how to use his conditioning different, how to not just go all out and knock this dude out, how to not just try to submit him early. I'm waiting for him to make the first mistake. So where if you see him get tired in the second round, at the end of the second round, it's like, fuck, you're done. Hopefully his conditioning is better and he learns how to distribute his energy throughout 5 rounds, to where in the 5th round, he still got some juice going up against Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan's going to beat him, bro. Peter Yan, he's the real deal, and we're just waiting. Like, we have just been waiting for his dominance to be, like, just here. We know he's a dominant fighter. We know what he can do. He knows he's probably the best fighter in that division. Now he just has to prove it against Jermaine. But if Jermaine Sterling can watch some tape, learn how to distribute his energy, get his conditioning better, learn that this is not a regular fight. This is a championship fight. And for you to be taking it all out on the first 2 rounds is not going to do it. So if Jermaine can actually, become a champion in this fight, this is the fight to do it. And that is the key what I'll be looking for in this fight. Because we already know what Peter Yan is. He was a champ before he was a champ. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, bro. That fight is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy because I know that they have been beefed. They've been beefing for a little bit, and it's been a long time coming for them. But the third fight, Very, very excited for this third fight. We got in the welterweight division, Gilbert Burns versus Kazuma Chemaya. For those of you who don't know who Gilbert Burns is or Kazuma Chemaya is, here's a little background for you. Let me take some coffee. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Gilbert Burns, he's been a fighter, welterweight. He has good jiu-jitsu. He's a great boxer. Goes to fight up against Kamaru Usman, works his way up to the ranks. I believe he was supposed to fight Usman once, and then he got COVID. I believe it was on the island. Gets COVID. Fight goes off. Masvidal comes in, whatever. Comes back, and he's ready to fight Usman. And he gives Usman some trouble at the beginning. If you remember that fight, he gave Usman trouble. Usman landed a good straight on him and knocked him out, and that was Burns. That was the last week I think we seen of Burns, unless he's fought somebody else after them. I haven't really. Let's see that tail of the tape. Gilbert Burns. These fucking questions on Google. Oh no, he fought he beat Stephen Thompson in a unanimous decision. That's right. All right. And then Kazuma Chimaev only has, I believe, 10 fights, and he has I don't know how many fights in the UFC. I think it's less than that. But he's 10-0, right? All his fights have been just completely dominant, like completely dominant. It seems like he's ready. I know he was about to leave the UFC. He was about to retire or something like that after the first few fights. Look, the stories out of these training camps, every interview that I've seen about this man is that we have not seen nothing yet, bro. We'll see what happens. I don't know who I'm taking this fight. I haven't seen too much of Chimaev, only just a little bit of what we've seen, the dominance. And then Gilbert Burns, I think he's that seasoned fighter to where he learns from fights. He learns how to be there. He's been at the championship level. He's been there. So this is a great test for both of them. Even bigger test for Chimaev. We want to see. We want to see if it's real. If he gets taken into deep waters, how does he react? We want to see it. I know the stories are there. The professionals, every fucking expert says like, yeah, that he's the real deal. You haven't seen nothing yet. Well, us as fans haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen it in the octagon. Chimaev, he is a fucking beast. He's been training with Darren Till, sorry, who was Darren Till's a beast too, but even Darren Till says this guy is just an absolute fucking beast. His conditioning is outrageous, saying he can punch, and he can punch. I just want to see it. What happens after this fight, what happens during this fight determines what's going to happen for the next few fights. You know what I'm saying? If Chimaev comes out and completely just starches fucking Gilbert Burns, I think Usman is next. It has to be. You make a case like, look, there is nobody else, bro, who can. What do you want? You want Masvidal? If you start Gilbert Burns, you're not going to Masvidal. You're going to call Tyron Woodley out again? No. Colby Covington. I think, if the title shot is there, and if he starches Gilbert Burns, then that title shot is up for contention, bro. Has to be. I know Usman saying now he has to work his way up, but come on, bro. Like, he's been starching everybody. And if he starts Gilbert Burns, bro, Gilbert Burns ain't no bitch, bro. Gilbert Burns ain't no bitch. Even Kamaru knows that. They train together. So if he gets starched by him, that's a title shot, my boy. Let's say he wins, and then I think the next fight, if he wins, is Colby Covington. I think Colby needs to have this fight. Colby needs to come back. I know this whole shit with the Masvidal Colby. I'll talk about that right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens though. If Colby accepts that fight, it's going to be a long day for both. No, not just for Colby, but for Chimaev too. It's going to be a long, long fight. Now that will be one of the best fights I've ever seen. If Gilbert Burns wins, obviously Chimaev has to work his way back up. He has to go through the fucking the shredder again, all of that. And Gilbert Burns, I think him and Colby will be a good fight. Even if Burns like knocks him out or just goes a distance with him and he ends up winning, I think Colby's the next fight, bro. Colby's that guy to where he could say, look, I'm who you got to go to the title shot. Because they're not going to give Colby the title shot yet. They're not going to give him the rematch between Masvidal. They're not going to get, all that bullshit. So I'm excited for these 3 fights, man. These 3 fights. And I believe it's next week. So we'll be talking about it a little bit more. And it's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. But my take on the Kamaru Usman, I mean the Jorge Masvidal, Kobe Covington thing. Here, I get it. I get it. You want to talk about somebody's kids. You want to talk about you're going to get dealt with, whatever. And people are saying, I don't know whose side I'd lean more on. I don't want to lean on anybody's side because both of the situations kind of fucked up to where, like, you ran up on somebody. Like, that's also some, like, okay, like, it's some hood shit, but Masvidal's damn near 40, bro. Damn near 40. What are you doing, like, game banging, bro? Like, what are you doing, bro? If you wanted to fight him after the fight, like, okay, so you fought already. People are saying, like, oh, you had 25 minutes to do it. These are sanctioned fights, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. He's gonna play the game, whereas Masvidal just wanted to whoop his ass. And okay, whatever. You lost. Your pride is in the way. He's calling himself the king of your town. Okay, you want to fuck him up outside? You want to deal with the consequences outside? Go do that. But don't just fucking run up on him from the blind side, my G. I understand. Trust me, I understand what it's like to be ran up on. I understand what it's like to run up on somebody back in the day, bro, when I was fucking 16, 17. Grown-ass fucking man, you just call him out, tell him to come out. You know, if he backs away from the fight, then he's the bitch now. But also on the other side, too, Colby Covington pressing charges. Colby Covington in front of the streets, bro. What y'all thought? Y'all thought that he was actually going to run fucking Miami-Dade County to be a mob boss? No. He's just doing this to sell fights. And it's not a good situation for professional fighters, especially who I think still have gas in them, to do something like this, because now it puts the shine. Well, now Masvidal has to deal with the charges, so that's that. Second of all, you're going to give people a free fight where no damn well Dana White doesn't like free fights. You know what I'm saying? He wants everything paid for and sanctioned. And then it just puts even more of a bitch move on Colby for him to be like, you're not who you say you are. You're doing this for the cameras. The boy can scrap, but pressing charges is. Chris Rock didn't even press charges on Will Smith, bro. How are you gonna do that? Chris Rock didn't even press charges on Will Smith. How is Colby gonna press charges on fucking Masvidal? Maybe he's scared. But that's one thing, too, in this fight game, to where it's like, dog, leave the family and religion out of it, bro. You've seen it with Kamaru Usman. You've seen it with Khabib Nurmagomedov, Conor, Colby, Masvidal. You've seen it, like, where they're all just talking about each other's families, and it's not good. Eventually, someone's going to get pissed off at it. And unfortunately, it was Masvidal who was pissed off. He had enough. So we'll see what happens. I'm not leaning towards anybody's side right now, but that's my take on it, is where, one, Colby, you're a bitch for pressing charges, and you're a bitch for fucking bringing up the parenting issue. Don't bring up the kids, my boy. That's not cool. You're a bitch for that. But Masvidal, don't run up on somebody. If you're trying to say, like, oh, I'm a man, if you're trying to be a man about it, be a man about it. Tell him you want to fight him. I understand the pride, I understand everything, but don't run up on him. Damn near 40 and still trying to gangbang, trying to run the streets, bro. There's no side to take here. It's just a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So, also other MMA news. You got what's his name? UFC news. Nate Diaz. He was the one. He was the one who's been yelling for a fight these past few months. He's been wanting to fight, and Dana White hasn't given it to him. And then he asked Dana White to let him go. I don't think that's it. I don't think they're gonna let him go. Like, he's too valuable. They're gonna give him a fight. They've been putting him on the shelf, so we're gonna see what happens with that situation. I do not want to see Nate Diaz go because he was one of the fighters who got me into the UFC and mixed martial arts. Like I said, I used to watch mixed martial arts, like, here and there. My boy Sauer and Dougie, they're the ones who put me on it way back in the day, like way back in the day, you know. But I'm not gonna say that Nate Diaz is one of my favorites, but I mean, is my favorite. But he was the reason, like, I kind of got into watching UFC. You know, even before the Conor thing, it was the Ultimate Fighter situations. I thought Nate Diaz was dope. So to see him go like that wouldn't be good. I have a question for you guys. If you guys want to answer me, who are the players that made you a fan of the sport? I put it up on my Twitter. It's at Novid Ortiz. You guys tell me who are your fans. For the NFL, Mike Vick, he's the one who made me a fan, bro. Like, straight up. I used to play fucking NFL 2K even before Madden. and I used to watch the NFL, but it wasn't really as good as SC. Like, it wasn't. I didn't really feel to it. But when Mike Vick got to the NFL and he started fucking doing his thing, we was watching, and I became a fan of the NFL. NBA, Kobe, bro. There's no short answer, no long answer. Just Kobe made me a fan of the NBA, bro. A big fan. And I knew players before, but when Kobe came into the league, I was still young, and it's just Kobe. Kobe made me a fan. The MLB, Mike Piazza, bro. When I was a young kid, Mike Piazza was my favorite baseball player. This one was kind of hard to deal with because, to choose, because also Ken Griffey Jr. He's an honorable mention because Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest was dope. I love the fucking MLB Ken Griffey Jr. and he was the reason why I started playing MLB and started watching football. But the person who made me a fan of the sport was Mike Piazza, bro. Mike Piazza with the Dodgers. There was nothing better than that. Those days, those Mike Piazza days were fun. I used to love playing with Mike Piazza and MLB, bro. Next, college football. Who was your college football? Who made you a college football fan? Mine was Reggie Bush, bro. Reggie Bush is my favorite athlete, right next to Kobe. I just have a soft spot for Reggie. He was my boy as a youngster. He's still my boy. He was my boy going to the Saints. He's the reason why I officially became a Saints fan, because y'all didn't know, like, I love football and I've been watching football forever, but like, I didn't necessarily have a team. I didn't, because I'm from LA and I'm an SC fan. College football reigned supreme, and I would watch sports, play fantasy football, and I just didn't have a team tied to. But the team I always thought like were cool were, the Texans, Bills, and the Saints, because around where I'm from, you don't really have any Bills fans. You don't really have any Texans fans. You don't really have any Saints fans. Everyone was pretty much a Rams fan, a Raiders fan, Cowboys fan. God damn. Sorry. And I didn't really have a team. And so in NFL 2K, I believe, I forget what it was Aaron Brooks was the quarterback for the Saints, and I liked that black and gold because people like the black and silver with the Raiders, and I wanted to be different, of course, And it was with Deuce McAllister, Marcus Colston, and Stallworth. And when Reggie Bush got drafted to the Saints, that's my boy. And the Saints is the team I play with. And I watched them. It just kind of, it was a beautiful, cohesive thing. And that's what made me a Saints fan. Reggie Bush is the reason I'm a huge fan of college football. Boxing, honorable mention, I wanted to say Roy Jones. He was my favorite boxer growing up. But growing up, to make me a fan was Oscar De La Hoya, bro. You say whatever you want about him now. Say whatever you want, whatever he did, the fucking fishnets, the drugs, whatever, bro. When Oscar De La Hoya was fighting in the hood, bro, in East LA and Boyle Heights, in LA, it was a fucking party, bro. It was a big fucking deal. You talk about Canelo, you want to see Canelo right now. Them De La Hoya days, bro. Them Trinidad, Vargas, Marioga, Mosley, Hopkins, every single De La Hoya fight was a fucking event, bro. It wasn't necessarily like everybody's going to come watch the fight. No, we get tubs. We had a tub outside filled with ice and just beer, ice chests, DJs, parties, canopies, jello shots going on. Oscar De La Hoya, just to see that fight and then some. Oscar De La Hoya is the reason I am a boxing fan. Say whatever you want about him. I got some Oscar De La Hoya plaques I'll put up too next time just to show you. That was my grandma's boy, my grandma's favorite. My grandma loved De La Hoya, of course, from Boyle Heights, East LA. He's a Boyle Heights, East LA native. You know what I'm saying? It was just proven for him to be our guy. So, and then MMA, Nate Diaz. I said Nate Diaz is the reason why I started getting into it, because of his fan base, the Nate Diaz Army, Nick Diaz Army. And then it just solidified it when he took the fight against Conor, and he beat Conor, choked him out. It's downhill ever since then. I just fell in love with the sport. But he was the reason why I became an MMA fan. But what about you guys? Who made you a fan of the sport? NFL, MLB, NHL, college football, college basketball, soccer, boxing, MMA, any type of sport. Who made you that fan? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will let you guys go. Peace. Thank you for listening. Please stay safe. Stay up. Let me know how your day is going. And I'll catch you guys later. Subscribe. Later. Peace.